homemade traditional Peruvian dessert, alfajores, basket of ham, beef, turkey, veggie gourmet sandwiches. Call Giveaways Catering, phone number 778-245-3007. Today, we are opening a new segment called Finance Advice. Welcome to the Immigrants Magazine's program, but first, our teaser.
Education has always been a priority in our family, on both sides, on my husband's side and on mine. The focus of education when we came here, of course, when we first come, you don't exactly know what's happening.
Hi, my name is Aimee Sehwoerer, and welcome to your Finance Advices section. Today I'm going to be talking about where you can find hidden investment money.
Leave the here and now behind and come along on a fascinating journey through time.
Our guest has 18 years living in Canada. On this interview, she tells us her challenges, why did she leave her country, El Salvador, and what represents the education she gave to her son. Ruth Martell's interview, first part.
I would say that at the beginning when we arrived in Vancouver, my life as an immigrant first was hard, just settling down, like a new place, a new environment, and having a family of just my husband and my son. But as the years have gone by, it's a good life. It's very good. When we first arrived, it was a bit emptier in population, I must say. We live in North Vancouver, which we've always wanted to live there. And I would say the immigration there has been very light. It has grown throughout the years, but it's still very light, and you still have pockets of green, which is very beautiful. Our main goal when we first left El Salvador was to, first, the adventure, and also we wanted for our son to grow up in a different environment. He was the main goal of actually leaving El Salvador and trying something different for him, especially for him to grow up in a safe environment. That was the main goal of everything. Yes, I miss El Salvador a lot. I miss family. That's what I miss. It's a beautiful country. It's good and it's bad, like any country, but I miss family and I miss the warmth of the people. I think for a lot of people it has been quite a difficult process to become immigrant to Canada or different countries. We actually came as Australian citizens. So therefore we were part of the Commonwealth. And our process was different than for many other people. So, I would say loneliness. Yes, that's been the hardest thing because I miss the support, the family support system. I know there's a Latin American community here in Vancouver, but we are very closed and we keep to ourselves because our choice, but with family, that connection, we just miss that. I think that's been the hardest part. It's especially, I would say, the part of loneliness is on weekends, on the routine that happens in our lives here. Everything becomes a routine. You work this, and I was used to my weekends with family, Christmas with family, birthdays, it's something big, so you celebrate and it's the family. You don't have to invite people, they just come. They know it's your birthday. So that's the part, you know, that connection. Christmases was really fun. It's always been extended family. I come from a small family, but on my mom's side, many brothers and sisters. So we always got together and their sons and my cousins. And so it was always a lot of people, and I like big family feel. even though I only grew up in a small family. Being in the North Shore, we started exploring a necessity for the market. And at the time, we actually started doing house cleaning. And it was just the two of us. And we made it grow into a little company where 8 people were working for us. So it was quite good, but it was too physical. And that's why we let it go. With my husband, we own Vancouver Top Tours. It's a tour operating company. We actually bought it in 2004. At the time when we bought it, it was specifically aimed for the Mexican market, or Spanish-speaking market. At the time, Mexico was the biggest market of Latin Americans coming to Vancouver. Now, when we actually acquired the company, it was very empty because SARS had happened, 9/11 had happened, so tourism was very low. So the first thing that we did is we changed that policy of just being Spanish. So now we cater to English, Spanish, and Portuguese markets. So you get used to the emptiness, and out of all the people that you meet throughout the years, you make friends with certain customers. They usually will tend to be either Mexicans. We've made very good friends with some Mexicans, and also with English, some people from London. But it is, I guess it's part of the loneliness goes away because you get used to, like anything, you get used to the routine and everything, but there's still that empty feeling that family is not around. Well, my son is everything for me. He's a young man now. I've seen him grow, and our time here in Vancouver has been fantastic for him. He is, I could say I could die today and I know he's going to survive. He's a good man, so therefore I feel very, very, very satisfied with what he has become. Always been a priority in our family, on both sides, on my husband's side and on mine. The focus of education when we came here, of course, when we first come, you don't exactly know what's happening, so the first thing was public school. And then we sat down and talked about, with my husband, that wasn't what we wanted. So all our luxury or our main expenses went to private schools. And he went throughout, since we arrived here, he went to private schools, and it was worth every penny. There is a difference, so.
How are you managing your finances? Good or bad? Do you think that you can manage your own finances? Finance Advice segment with Aimee Sehwoerer.
Hi, my name is Aimee Sehwoerer, and welcome to your Finance Advices section. Today I'm going to be talking about where you can find hidden investment money. I get a lot of questions and sometimes concerned that, well, I don't have money to invest. There's nothing left at the end of my paycheck. But I have good news for you. We can find that money. And I know day-to-day cost of living is very expensive. Kids' education, home expenses, groceries, maintaining your lifestyle. But I'm going to give you 3 tips today that maybe can help you to find that invest money. And one of them is consolidate your debt. So if you have a number of small loans, you have credit cards, and you have a carry on debt, a best way to do is just try to consolidate the debt, meaning that you can get a loan and pay off all your debts, and you just leave with one debt. You might opt to transfer your credit card balance to a personal line of credit that typically has an interest rate lower than the loan, and you can use that found money from your lower monthly loan and debt payments to fund your investment. Another way is be tax smart. So at the end of the year and beginning of new year now, when you get your tax refund, you are, yes, I got some money on my pocket. But what you actually done is you loan the government your money interest-free through the year. Instead, you can apply to reduce that tax withholding from each pay month. You have to fill a form, which is the 1230 with Canada Revenue, and invest that extra money each period. Cut your coffee habit. I know it's very hard because I'm a coffee lover. I would say, well, you might want to buy a machine, but it's not the case, and you still want to go and get your coffee. Coffee a day costs $1 or $2, $3. If you're a latte person, it can even cost even more. A small amount you think, but if you break down your coffee habit and put those small amounts into your RSP monthly, and thanks to the magic of compounding, the price of your daily regular coffee will add up an additional $9,800 in your plan for 10 years. Based on we're assuming that an annual rate of return of 6%. So over 30 years, you will accumulate $60,000, and that will provide you an annual pre-tax retirement income about $5,000 over a period of 22 years. If you're a latte lover, like myself, deleting your daily heavy coffee will put an additional $19,600 in your RSP after 10 years, and over $121,000 after 30 years, giving you a pre-annual retirement income of $10,000 over a period of 22 years. And the best part of it is that you don't have to stay in line. You don't have to wait online. So those are 3 things that you can start doing to find hidden investment money. And I think everybody should be doing this. I'm going to be talking about financing your new home. Should I use the home buyer's plan, or should I use the TFSA, or should I use it both? Maybe you start considering now to buy a home, but in your early considerations, you're worried or you're wondering which one can you use better. So I'm going to be talking today about what is the difference between both of them and if you can use it together. So the home buyer's plan, it allows you to withdraw up to $25,000 from your registered retirement savings plan, RSP, and you can use that for your down payment. It carries a strict eligibility requirements, meaning that it has to be your first time, you have to be a first-time home buyer. It has to be obviously your first home. The amounts that you withdraw from your RSP must be repaid over a period of 15 years to avoid being taxed at the full amount that you withdraw. Your RSP contributions are tax deductible, so the money you need for the down payment can accumulate more quickly in your RSP than in your TFSA. So here's an example. Assuming that you have a marginal tax rate of 30% and you can afford to contribute only $4,000 into your RSP because of the tax deduction that you receive. Now you can afford only to contribute $2,800 onto your TFSA in after-tax income because your TFSA contribution is not tax deductible and does not create any tax saving. Assuming that your TFSA and your RSP investments both earn, and we're assuming only a 5% rate of return after 5 years. So on your RSP, you will have accumulated $23,800,000 and only $16,245 in your TFSA. So it makes sense. So what are the tax-free savings account? So if you want to use it for to buy a home, there's one thing that we need to know. There's no first-time home buyers restriction. You don't have to be qualified to be a first-time home buyers. You can use the money from your TFSA and use it as a down payment. No dollar limits that you can use. So the maximum contribution for this year is $41,000. So if you want to put 20, 25, there's no limit. No requirements to pay your TFSA withdrawal, so you don't encounter any tax issues down the road. So remember, I said for the first-time home buyers, there is eligibility that you have to meet, and it has to be a first-time home buyer. With the TFSA, there is no requirement, and also you don't have to repay that amount over the period 50 years to your TFSA. But your TFSA, that withdrawal that you're making from your TFSA will create more contribution room in the year following the withdrawal, and that could be a benefit. If you're able to maximize your RRSP contributions, you might consider using any tax savings to make the TFSA contribution and eventually make your down payment using a contribution of the home buyer's plan and a TFSA withdrawal. So whether it's buying your first home, finding out how much you can pay for it, and any other aspect of your financial life, a professional advisor can help you understand which one is the best vehicle or which one is the best strategy for you to go and get your new house. My name is Aimee Sehwoerer. This is your financial advice section. We'll see you next time.
A few days ago, I was reviewing the most visited countries, and I found that Germany is the 7th most visited country in the world. In Your Country, My Country segment, Germany.
A land of landscapes, with fascinating diversity guaranteed to raise your pulse. Discover Germany's most beautiful spots. Each region is different, with its own character, its own beauty. Experience cultural landscapes rich in tradition and untouched nature. Germany in all seasons. Landscapes to experience and fall in love with. And which region of Germany is going to warm your heart? Take the plunge. Dive into the vibrant life of the cities. And discover Germany's younger side. Feel the pulse in the air. Where trends are born, and you're there to see it. Try something new to your heart's content and in just your style. Chilling, German style. Body and soul in fantastic spas. Get in on the international design and contemporary art scene. Germany has never been as young, as in as right now. Leave the here and now behind and come along on a fascinating journey through time. breathe in the enchanting history. Living traditions and artisanry at every turn in Germany. Centuries-old legends waiting to tell their stories. Be a witness to eras of splendor. Germany breathes history. And which century of German history will you visit next? The world is a welcome guest among friends, because there's always something to celebrate here, in rhythm with the 4 seasons. It all begins in spring with the carnival. Events with international guests and international renown. Every city has its summer festivals to make friends and stay friends. And when autumn comes, it's Oktoberfest, Prost. And the Christmas markets with their seasonal charm warm hearts in the winter. You can experience it again and again. A country that loves to share its celebrations with friends. In Germany, you'll meet the world at international fairs and conferences. Trends, highlights, innovations. Here you can move markets and make key contacts. Congresses, trade shows, conferences. Germany always means success for your business. The wonderful thing about Germany is the diversity of its regions. But there's another wonderful thing. Travel in Germany is safe, convenient and economical. Modern traffic connections make every region easy to reach. There are special highlights to discover everywhere. From world-class sports facilities to adventure parks for the whole family. Enjoy hospitality that's just your style. Germany's hotels open their doors to you in every way and make you feel welcome. From 5-star luxury and owner-operated city hotels to the stylish atmosphere of young designer hotels. Even the waterways make you feel at home. Savor each moment in a fantastic country for travelers. A warm welcome to Germany, a land of adventure.
Ruth Martell said important things behind the scenes.
Porque, digamos, el tour que nosotros hacemos es el tour más caro porque hay que pagar el ferry y hay que, incluimos los jardines Bouchard. Entonces, al ir ¿cómo se llama? En la primavera, para mí la primavera me encanta por los tulipanes.
¿Verdad? Los tulipanes que te encantan.
Los jardines Bouchard son 55 acres de jardín.
We can make our dreams come true through saving and investing our money correctly. Thanks for watching us. I am Fabiola Palomino, your host. We are on Facebook and on Twitter. Homemade traditional Peruvian dessert, alfajores. Basket of ham, beef, turkey, veggie gourmet sandwiches. Hoggy Ways Catering. Phone number 778-245-3007. Problemas de relaciones interpersonales, separación, divorcio, problemas con niños, adolescentes y adultos.
Soy la doctora Yolanda Montoya, soy Clinical Counselor y mi teléfono es el 604-861-1071.
Y durante todo el año van cambiando las flores. Digamos, ahorita todavía hay dalias, sí, pero ya empieza y está como rojo todavía. Pero yo siempre le digo a las personas que pueden, inclusive a mis clientes cuando les hago, les digo, si regresan a Vancouver, pasen un fin de semana en Victoria, porque por las noches iluminan toda la silueta de Parlamento. Victoria de día es una cosa y Victoria de noche es otra cosa. Ir al museo por lo menos son 2 a 3 horas. Es algo que vale la pena ir, es cansado como cualquier museo, pero es súper lindo. Parlamento tiene tours gratis, uno puede entrar y ver su